Today I've touched upon a fear that God hates me. Do I actually believe that? No. But a wounded part of me does. And that wound is deep. And whether I like it or not, it is real. And it is here, and it is part of my experience, and it seems for a long time it's been ruling my reality. It seems for a long time I've allowed it to be in charge my life. Because I haven't confronted it. I've been suppressing it, avoiding feeling it. Avoiding feeling the depth of my own pain, which is a necessary part of the human experience. And today this pain brought me to hell. And then it brought me to this beach. And then it brought me to my knees. And then it brought me to tears. Catharsis. Tears like I haven't cried in probably a year. Since separating from a beloved. And while the pain was grueling and deep, and I don't know what the fuck to do about it. Tormenting. Rolling around in the sand with drool and snot dripping. Like an absolute little baby. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. In fact, it is so very needed. And part of why I'm sharing this video is to tell you that you likely need to get to the point in your life when you are down on your knees before God and Goddess with nothing else than your pain. You have to feel your pain. No one can feel your pain for you except maybe Christ. And even that, Christ said, pick up your cross and follow me. No one can feel your pain for you. And the avoidance of pain only creates a void in which that pain festers, grows infections, becomes a home for your deepest fears to build their nests. To build egregores from the mental stories you tell yourself about your fears, about your pains, in order to protect yourself from feeling them. From having to face that terror once again. And so we create these stories to avoid confronting our pain. And we enmesh ourselves and we envelop ourselves in our fears to avoid feeling our pain, to avoid feeling the fears themselves. We create fear-based stories and we weave them somatically into our body as if praying them into being. In order to avoid facing them. It sounds like a formula for disaster, doesn't it? Because it is. If you fear your fear will only then amplify. And then come back to you tenfold when you're finally ready or forced to face it. That is the stage that I'm at right now, it seems. And this appears to only be the beginning. Which admittedly sounds a bit terrifying. Because the wounds which I carry and the fears that I have of their depths and the fears that have enmeshed themselves and created stories within those wounds all of these have created a part of me that believes that God hates me, that believe that God is actually a lie or a liar. That believes that deceit and falsity are the only things that truly rule this reality. And that all attempts to fight for truth, to fight for freedom, to fight for goodness, to pray to God, to believe in sanctity, that all of these things futile, including the love, the universal love which holds them all, which God is. It's very terrifying to have a piece of me that believes these things, even though I know them to be false. Even though I feel them to be false. And so I'm working through my confrontations with this part of me, feeling my way through, finding forgiveness, finding love. Because it's so very easy to want to banish that part of myself, to want to make it go away, to say, you don't actually belong. One of the things within this wound is a deep hatred for anything like helicopters, loud engines, fumes, plastic, petroleum, various industrial complexes, the deceitful web that all of these things are connected to. And the question that I pose to God is why and how? Why and how does it exist? Why and how do we have to overcome it? How do we do anything about it? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do about all of this? What can I do? Where do I have power? Where am I powerless? And if you, God, are the omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent creator of this reality, what is your role in all this? And I was asking these things while collapsed in tears. Breaking myself open from the cocoon of my pain. And afterwards, I felt the call to listen to the song that I listened to this morning. I didn't remember the lyrics. But someone had happened to leave some flowers with some leaves. On the beach. And I turn on the music. it's a song by Alice Phoebe Lou. Alice Phoebe Lou, called The City Sleeps. And the first few lyrics talk directly to these leaves, which I'm seeing in front of me. Not currently. Well, I do see them. They're over there. And such a synchronistic perfection in that moment, merged with a beautiful angelic voice of a woman's soul. One of the most beautiful voices that I've ever heard in my entire life. And there's this Dostoevsky quote, which says something like, "Beauty will save the world." And in that moment, beauty saved my world. Beauty saved me. Because I realized that beauty could not exist if God didn't exist to create it. Which confirms that my doubts about God, that my anger towards God, that my doubts about God, that my anger towards God, that my belief in the possibility that God is a deceitful being, rooted in falsity and ugliness, that these things literally cannot be true. They can't. Now, that is not the only reason that I believe that these things can't be true, because I've experienced God in my life. And I've experienced divine perfection. And though I've also experienced hells, which try to convince me that hell is all there is, I can remember. And I can still feel. That God is here. Just because my heart was shattered, either by a woman or by something within her that had taken hold of her heart to weave deceit into my life, just because my heart was once shattered by deceit, and just because I feel like I haven't digested this heartbreak, and the hells and the terrors which I saw, none of that means God hates me. It just means I put myself in a situation where I chose to forget His love. And so much of our world, so much of all the deceit, so much of all the concrete, the plastic, the avoidance patterns, the restaurants that sell poison, the fucking bars where people drink themselves to death, all of these things are willful forgettings of God's love. And what led me to that moment of forgetting, of betrayal, of deceit, of hell, of the depth of these fears that I am now confronting. It was lust. It was drinking. It was avoidance. It was self-hatred. It was in fact doing the very things which I know I shouldn't be doing. Maybe some ignorance, maybe some blindness, maybe some stupidity and foolishness. But I chose them. And now I'm choosing to feel all of that pain. Seagull friend, seagull medicine. Someone look up seagull medicine meaning. So it might take a little time. It's going to take a bit of fearlessness and courage. In fact, today's crying session was invoked by... I have a Substack where I post my writing. I've been posting the links in my bio, so it's always accessible. And I challenged myself to create a series of unleashing my inner writer, to confront the fears which stand in the way of my writing. So I confronted those very fears and I voiced them. And that's how all of this came about. Why was I bringing that up? Oh. Because the voice that came through when I allowed my fear to voice itself, when I literally wrote out the words, fear, what do you wish to say? And all of these fucking terrifying things came through. Like, am I really supposed to publish that? Am I really supposed to put that out there? Am I supposed to be that vulnerable? To just put it out there on the internet for everyone to see? And that careless? That carefree? I don't know. I'm gonna feel into it. Yeah. fortunately we have beauty. And if anything, I pray these words, I pray my writing, I pray my existence can at least be a source of beauty in the world. In recognition that all beauty comes from God. I'm not speaking of a superficial beauty. I'm not speaking of a fake, plastic, pretend kind of beauty. Speaking art and devotion. And the liberation that comes from these, and the hope they provide. That's it for now. Shadow confrontations initiated. We'll see where it leads me. My prayer is that it leads me into deeper union with God. May it be so.